Let's make something super magical for your tree this year. It may look fancy, but secretly it's super doable. Nicole here from BOCHIKNOT, and in this video I'm going to be going over a super special ornament pattern, and it's a tiny Christmas tree pattern that looks really pretty and really intricate, and that's because it is made with primarily double half hitch knots. But you don't have to worry if you are a beginner. I'll be walking you through every step along the way so that you can follow along with fairly easily. If you're looking for something special to hand make this holiday season as a gift or to decorate your tree, this may be the pattern for you. And with all of that said, let's jump right in. For this project, we are keeping the materials fairly simple and minimal. All you need are some 3mm cords and a star bead. The cord we will be using is a 3mm metallic braided cord. Now, because metallic is a very sturdy fiber, usually when you see this with single strand and metallics, it is rather hard to use. Braided or 3-ply is the way to go for metallic cords if you don't want to fuss around with cords fraying and unraveling. We will be using 2 colors for this tree, a gold color and a silver color. We're going to work with both colors for the tree and the trunk. And then we're going to add a silver star at the top of the ornament. Now the star is approximately 12mm in diameter, and we have a 5mm hole. Now the 5mm hole is a bit less than what you really need to thread through 2 strands of 3mm cords, but it should still work. It'll just be a little bit nice and snug. Okay, so we're going to start off with the handle first. So this is actually our secondary color of the pattern. So depending on what color you're going to be using for your tree, in this case I'm using gold for my tree, then the silver will be your secondary color. And so the secondary color here is our silver. So the handle is going to be made using the secondary color. So you'll need a 30cm strand of cord, and at the ends where you've matched them, we're going to tie a large overhand knot. So just make a large loop, push the ends through, and then tighten at the ends as close to the edge, to the ends as you can. And this is our handle. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working with. And then now you can either use tape or you can pin this down. We're going to be using a little bit of tape, and we're just going to tape this down on a sturdy surface to work from. Now we're going to take a strand of our primary color, so our gold color at 100 centimeters long, fold it in half, attach it onto the bottom of the loop handle with a reverse Lark knot. So take it underneath and then bring the cord ends through the loop. And then pull on the ends to tighten. Now here is where we're going to take our silver star bead, and we're going to thread it through both these cord ends here. Now, if your ends are fraying, you can tape up the ends so that's easier to weave it through. I'm just going to weave them one at a time. So just going to pull it through like that, and then I'm just going to use a crochet hook to pull the second strand through. But you can there's definitely other ways you can do this. You can use a weaving needle, tape like I mentioned, or a crochet hook. And then once you have it through, bring it all the way up. Make sure that the reverse Lark's head knot is nice and tight though. And then we're ready to start the first row of the tree pattern. So to begin, we're going to take the left cord underneath and we're going to make a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left. So over, through the right. So that right cord is an anchor cord, so tighten. Then over, through the right, to tighten. And then now we're going to take another 2 strands at 100 centimeters long, and we're going to fold them in half and attach one onto the left cord with a reverse Lark's head plus half hitch knot, and then do the same thing with the other one on the other side. So start off with a reverse Lark's head knot first. Just tighten. Then once it's tight, right cord over through the loop for a half hitch knot. Then take the left cord over through the loop for a half hitch knot on the left side. So once done, we can slide this knot up to meet the knot we made in the middle, and now do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now that we're done our first row, we're going to start our second row of knots, starting with the middle 2 cords again. So right over to the left, and then the left underneath for a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left, similar to how we had started. And then continue with 2 more double half hitch knots to the left. Onto the same anchor cord. And then same thing on the other side. Middle right cord as an anchor cord for 2 double half hitch knots to the right, over through the left loop. Then take that far right cord over through the left loop, over through the loop, and then now we're going to take 2 strands of 80 centimeter long cords, attach one onto the far left and one onto the far right cords with reverse Lark's head plus half hitch knots. So once the reverse Lark's head plus half hitch is attached on both sides, start in the middle again and then make a full double half hitch knot row to the left and to the right. So taking the middle 2 cords again, start with a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left, and then continue all the way to the left side. Now we're going to take two 70cm long cords, attach one onto the left and right cords with reverse Lark's head plus half hitch knots. And then starting with the middle two cords again, make a full row of double half hitch knots to the sides. Then taking two 60cm long cords, attach one onto the left and right cords with reverse Lark's head plus half hitch knots. Okay, we are now complete with adding the rows of double half hitch knots all the way to the sides. So now we're just going to fill up the middle section with a few more double half hitch knot rows. So we're going to ignore the far left and far right two cords for the next row of double half hitch knots. Starting with the middle two cords again, we're going to make a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left. And then we're going to continue all the way downwards, skipping the far left two cords, so make the full row, stopping before the last two cords, and then with the middle right cord, same thing, stop before the last two cords on the right side. Once done, this is what the pattern should look like. We're going to continue following a similar pattern, so skipping the far right two cords still, far left two cords. We're now also going to skip the next two cords. So from this last row we just made, skip the last two cords again. And then make another row of double half hitch knots on both sides, ignoring the far left and far right four cords. Okay, if you can tell, as we've been following that pattern, the rows of double half hitch knots are ending on a same or similar horizontal line, so they're not getting longer than the previous rows. They're about the same. So we're gonna continue with one more row of double half hitch knots following the exact same pattern. So with the last row we just made, skip those last two cords on the left and on the right as well. So starting with the middle two cords, make a row to the left and row to the right. Okay, now we are complete with filling the middle section with double half hitch knots, and we're just going to make one more row of closing double half hitch knots. So what we're going to do is, we're going to start with the far left cord as an anchor cord for a double half hitch knot to the right horizontally. So taking the next cord as the working cord, bring it above and through the left, tighten, above and through the left, tighten. Make sure that the anchor cord is facing where you're going. And then what we're going to do is include the working cord we just used with the anchor cord for the next double half hitch knot. So take the next cord as the working cord for a double half hitch knot. So over two anchor cords, tighten, and then over two anchor cords, tighten. And then include the working cord we just used with the anchor cord group. So now we have three anchor cords for the next double half hitch knot. So find the next cord to the right, make a double half hitch knot with three anchor cords. So over and through the left. Make sure everything's nice and tight by pulling on the anchor cords. And we're just going to repeat this pattern 3 more times over to the right. So including the working cord with the anchor cord group. So now we have 4 anchor cords. There's 1, 2, 3 more cords that we're going to use as working cords for double half hitch knots to the right. So following the same pattern, make 3 more double half hitch knots to the right. And then once we're done, this is what the pattern should look like. We stopped right when we hit the last row of double half hitch knots in the center. We just used the last anchor cord from the middle section and attached it onto this group of anchor cords here with a double half hitch knot. And then once we're done, there should be 4 cords left on the inside. And so we're going to do the exact same thing on the right side. So starting with the far right cord as an anchor cord, make a double half hitch knot to the left, over through the right, then include the working cord with the anchor cord for the next double half hitch knot, over through the right, over through the right. Sometimes you might need to retighten your first half hitch knot first and then pull on that second one to tighten. Then again, include the working cord with the anchor cord group, make another double half hitch knot. Because we're using a very sturdy macrame cord, that first half hitch knot might come undone, so we do have to try and hold it in place. And then now follow the same pattern and finish off stopping after you've used that last anchor cord here. Once the closing row of double half hitch knots are made on both sides, the majority of the cords are now in the center, and we're now going to cover those up with a large gathering knot, and we're going to be using this 60 centimeter long silver cord to do that. So just going to take the tree out of there. Then what we're going to do is hold all the cords at the bottom, take the 60 centimeter long cord, fold it down, ensure that there's about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of a loop there underneath the tree. Then take the longer cord end and start wrapping it from behind. And then we're going to keep going all the way down. So nice tight wraps. Now, if you prefer a shorter tree stump, you don't have to wrap as many times as I am. I think I'm just going to go with one more. And then what I'm going to do is bring that end through the loop we made in the beginning. Then with the top end, we're going to pull that end underneath so that the gathering knot is nice and tight and it doesn't come undone. You can see that there are scrunched up cords above there, and that has to do with the anchor cords, and we're just going to need to pull on every single anchor cord underneath until everything is nice and straight. So once everything looks nice and neat, we're now able to snip off the excess cords. So snip off the excess from the gathering knot, but then also trim the fringe at the bottom to your desired length. I'm just going to cut off the majority of it. Leave about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. There's still a bit of okay. And our little metallic Christmas tree ornament is complete. And there you have it, our little Christmas tree ornament pattern. It's a fun pattern because you can change it up with regards to color and the type of cord that you want to use. I made this entire tree with metallic braided cords, but of course you can use your traditional cotton macrame cords, or you can mix and match cotton with metallics as well. If you had fun with this one and you want to try out other macrame tree ornament patterns, we do have several other patterns over here on our YouTube channel, so make sure you check those out. We do have more elaborate 3D tree designs if you're interested in making more intricate, larger projects over on our exclusive community on Patreon and over here on our YouTube membership as well. If you're interested in any of these platforms, I'll post links to them in the description below. As always, happy holidays, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.